What's up, everybody? My name is Logan Strong. Welcome to CTF Strong Talks Football. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my early NFL division predictions. Basically, I'm going to be going over every single NFL division. I'm going to give you guys my prediction of who's going to get first, second, third, or fourth. And I'm going to be giving you guys my reasons why. I almost did a power rankings, just a full power rankings, but I think I'm going to wait until a little bit towards June just because I think it's a little too early to do that per se. But I think in June it'll be a decent time to do an early one, so I think I'm going to reach for that. Anyways, let's not waste any more time. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos whenever I post. Roll that out of the way. Let's get started. Alright, here we are at the tier list. I'm going to be doing it tier list style because I think it's the easiest way to go about it. At the very top, we've got the teams I would have first in their divisions. Below that, we've got the teams I think would be second in their divisions. Below that, we've got the third in their divisions. At the bottom, we've got the teams I would think are last in their divisions. I'm not going to be going like team to team to team. I'm just going to keep going by division. Alright, let's start off with the AFC East. Now, I think this is going to be no competition. Buffalo's going to win this division with, like, no competition at all. It's going to be way too easy for them. I'm going to stir the pot pretty early here. I actually have the Patriots getting second in the division. And then I've got Miami going third, and then we already know I think the Jets are going to be last. To start off here, I think Buffalo's going to win this division, like, no questions asked. Like, they're by far the best team in that division, and to be honestly clear here, I just don't think any of these other teams are even close to being as good as Buffalo right now. Now I'm going to be answering the question that I would think a lot of people would have right now. How do I have the Patriots going over the Dolphins? Like, this might not age well, but I just think the Patriots are a better coach team right now. And even though the Dolphins have a little bit better of a roster, I just think they're in a better position. If everything goes the way it should and the offensive line is improved and Drake May is, in fact, a good quarterback, I think this team will get second in the division. Might possibly go for a playoff push. Like, that might be of a reach, but I think they'll at least get second in their division. Now, that moves on to Miami, where, like I said, I think they have a great roster. They have tons of talent like Tua, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, Jonnu Smith. I mean, you got Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side. But it's just, the thing is, one, they're extremely limited when it comes to basically their whole team when it comes to playing in the colder teams over 500, especially with Tua. And plus, I just think they're a very poorly coached team. Like, I don't think Mike McDaniel's a good coach at all. I have no idea why they extended him. Because, like, these flaws are very, very, like, they're really easy to see. So, them extending Mike McDaniel basically tells me they're okay with being mediocre. And as long as Mike McDaniel's around, I just don't think this team's going to be anything special. Like, if they had a different head coach, I would say otherwise. But as long as Mike McDaniel's in charge, I don't think they're going to be doing anything. Now, that leaves me with the Jets. I just don't think they're going to be a good team at all this year. I think they're going to be around the same as they were last year. I think Justin Fields is a pretty decent fit for the Jets. I think he should have been drafted there in the first place. But I just don't think he's going to change that team. Plus, yes, they do have talent like Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. But I just don't think they're good enough to, like, basically carry this team to a playoff push. Plus, they have a brand new head coach in Aaron Glenn, which I think is good for the defensive side of the ball. But when it comes to offense, I definitely have my concerns. So I think the Jets have a chance to be better than they were last year. But if you think this team's going to do anything as much as like a playoff push, like, I wouldn't count on it. Alright, next we got the AFC North. I think this one is also pretty straightforward. I got the Ravens taking first in the division. I have no idea why, but I have the Steelers still going second. Next we've got Cincinnati, and then we've got Cleveland. I think it's going to be the same order as last year. Just like the AFC East with Baltimore, I just think it's going to be, like, not even a competition for first place. I think Baltimore is so much better than the next three of these teams. Like Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton. Like, the list goes on, dude. Like, this team has so much talent. Even though they are a bit of a concern in the playoffs, if you're counting division, like, it's not even close right now. Second place, I have the Steelers. This one's a little bit of a gamble just because right now we have no idea who's going to be starting at quarterback. It could be Mason Rudolph. It could be Aaron Rodgers. Like, we don't know. But, like, right now, like, other than quarterback, if we ignore quarterback, like, they still have a decently talented team. Like, their wide receiver room got a little bit of a downgrade. Like, that might not be a good take at all. DK Metcalf is great, but not having George Pickens there, whether he's an attitude problem or not, definitely hurts. If he would have been there, it would have been a lot better. The running back room's an issue. Their defense, I think, is still great, but I think it got a little worse. But yeah, I don't know why. I just think they're gonna get second in the division. And then you got the Bengals. I for some reason, like when you look at that roster, you should think they should be second in this division, and I agree. But they've gotten to the point where I just can't trust them anymore. Like there's been like the last 3 seasons where they should be really good. We keep predicting them to be really good, but they just always underperform. Like they have one of the best quarterbacks in Joe Burrow. They have one of the best receiver duos in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And also their defense might be ass, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was last year. Like they should be second, but for some reason something tells me they're just going to underperform. Like that's why I have them in third. And then you got the Cleveland Browns. Like I'm kind of still deciding it in my head, but right now I think they are still the worst team in the league right now. Like you can clearly see they're rebuilding. Like they have 5 different quarterbacks in their QB room right now. 2 of them are rookies, which I still think is bizarre. Like they still have a couple good pieces of talent like David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy, and Myles Garrett. But like overall, this team is rebuilding and it shows. All right, next we got the AFC South. At first, I've got the Houston Texans. Below them, I've got the Indianapolis Colts. At third, I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. And at fourth, I got the Tennessee Titans. I think this is the same order as last year. Before we get into anything, I just think the AFC South is going to be really, really boring this year. Like, nothing really screams to me like fun to watch with almost all 4 of these teams. Like, this is going to be a boring division. But to start off, we've got the Houston Texans. I know this is kind of repetitive, but just like the other 2 divisions, I just don't think the other 3 teams are nearly as good as Houston right now. I do think the Texans got a lot worse than last year, honestly, like talent-wise, and CJ Stroud does have a little bit to prove because he had a pretty mid-season last year, I'm going to be honest. And their offense as a whole kind of concerns me. But overall, the Texans are still a good team. They still got a lot of talent. They still have Joe Mixon. They still have Nico Collins. They still have CJ Stroud. And then on the defensive side, like, where do I begin? Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Derek Stingley Jr. They now have CJ Gardner-Johnson. Like, dude, they have a lot of talent to work with here. I think their defense is going to be excellent, but I'm still concerned about their offense. And then we got the Colts. I really don't know what to say about this team. Like, this team is just such a blur to me. Like, they still have a couple pieces of talent, like Jonathan Taylor and DeForest Buckner, but other than that, this is just such a boring team to me. Like, I just don't see any spark at all other than those 2 players I just named. Like, their quarterback room is an absolute mess. Their defense is ass. Like, and their coaching, like, I'm starting to think is a little bit, overrated. Like, I just don't think this team's that good. And then we got Jacksonville. I almost put them in second, but I just think their coaching's going to hold them back. Plus, they still have a lot of young talent that haven't worked together, and plus, Trevor Lawrence has a lot to prove this year. If he doesn't perform to the expectations this year, this might be his last year as a Jacksonville Jaguar or as a starter. But there is a lot to look forward to in this team, so I wouldn't be shocked if they were second at least. And then at last, we got the Tennessee Titans. I just think this team is just on a full rebuild. Like, there's really nothing to expect with this team. I am pretty interested to see how Cam Ward's going to do, but other than that, nothing to really see about Tennessee right now. Next, we got the AFC West, finally a division that's somewhat interesting. Number 1, let's get it out of the way. Kansas City's going to win that division, like we already know it. Second, I think it's going to be Denver. Third, I think it's going to be the Chargers. And at the bottom, I think it's going to be the Raiders. First off, let's get the obvious out of the way. The Chiefs, I still see people's videos and predictions, people saying that they think the Chargers are going to be number 1, or like the Chiefs aren't going to be first in their division. Like, come on, guys. Like, have we not learned for the last 5 years to not count this team out? Have we not learned that this team, no matter how much bullshit they get away with, is going to be first in this division? Like, come on, it's going to happen. Whether we like it or not, the Chiefs are the best team in this division and probably the best team in the AFC. Like, as long as they have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones, and Andy Reid, they're going to be number 1. And then we got the Broncos at second place. Dude, I think this team's going to be really good this year. I think this team got so much better than last year. Like, their defense was already elite, and then now they've added a lot more talent to it. I think this team has the potential to have a top 3 defense in the league. Their offense concerns me a little bit, but I think they have enough talent to go by. Like Bo Nix, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton. Like, it's good, but they could have gotten a little more. But overall, this team's going to be a really fun team to watch and a team that Kansas City really needs to watch out for. Next, we got the Chargers. I don't think this team really changed much from last year, which a part of it's not really a problem because they were already really good last year. But I just think they should have improved a little bit more. I think the running back room actually improved heavily. But other than that, like, their team's pretty much the same. Like, they still have a lot of talent, but, like, they kind of lacked, like, getting more talent. Like, if they would have added on to their team like Denver did, like, this team might be ranked higher. But right now, I think they'll be good. Like, they might have a good shot to being a wild card, but, like, yeah, like, they could have done more, but I think they're a good team. And then at last place, we got the Raiders. I actually think this is the best team out of all the fourth place teams so far. Like, if you compare them to the Jets, Browns, and Titans, I think the Raiders are better than all three of them right now. They aren't going to be that good, but I think they're going to be a lot better than last year. Like, they made additions that I'm not the biggest fan of, but they're additions that are necessary. Like, having Pete Carroll as head coach, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's a lot better than what they had before. Geno Smith at quarterback, again, not the biggest fan, but it's better than what they had before. Their offense still concerns me other than Ashton Jeanty. I think he's going to be a stud. And Brock Bowers, obviously. But nothing really screams like 9 to 8 win team. Especially their defense. Other than Max Crosby, their defense didn't change at all. But to sum it up, I think the Raiders will be a better team than last year. I think this will be an entertaining team to watch. And a dark horse team. Like, this is a team you can't scoff at anymore. But I don't think they're going to do well compared to the other 3 AFC West teams. Alright, now that we're done with the AFC, let's move on to the NFC. First, we got the NFC East. First off, I got the Eagles winning the division. Once again, I've got the Commanders going second. I have the Cowboys going third. And I have the Giants going last. First off, let's get the obvious out of the way. Super Bowl champion Eagles, I think, will retain the division once again. I just think this team is way too talented to not be first. Second, we've got the Commanders. I think the Eagles and Commanders are going to go back and forth throughout the season. I think both of these teams are really good. Even though I think the Eagles got a little worse, and I think the Commanders got better, I still think the Eagles are a better team. But yeah, I think the Commanders will still stay in second. I think they're going to be a big contender. And I personally think they're going to do big things this year. At third, we've got the Cowboys. I really wanted to put them last, but I'm not going to drink the Giants Kool-Aid right now just because I've drinking that a couple times throughout the past, and like I've always been fooled, so I'm not fooling for this one again. The Cowboys I'll have in third for now. Like, they still have talent on that team, but let's be honest, that team's horribly coached. Like, I think their defense is going to be decent because they have a way better defensive coordinator. But overall, this team's going to suck. Like, let's be honest. And then at last, we got the Giants. Like, this is by far the best team out of the fourth place teams right now. Like, even better than the Raiders. I just think there's a lot about this team that, like, can be really good. Like, there's a lot of promise with this team, especially with their defense. But I just can't drink the Kool-Aid yet. Like, you never know, like, what's going to happen at quarterback. Because, yes, they got Jackson Dart, but we don't know how good he's going to be. And then if he doesn't work out, Russell Wilson, I just don't think is good enough to lead that team to a playoff push, as well as Jameis Winston. Like, it's an interesting team, but I just can't count on them to be, like, third in that division yet. Next, we got the NFC North. This is by far the hardest division to rank so far, just because I think all 4 of these teams have a chance to be really good. First place, I think I'm going to go with the Lions again. Second place, I'm going to go with Minnesota. Third, I'm going to go Green Bay, and at the bottom, I think I've got Chicago. Like, it's going to be the same order as last time. With first place, it was kind of a toss-up between Minnesota and Detroit because I think both of these teams could easily be number 1. But right now, my gut stays with Detroit. Like, I think their team's really talented still. Like, I'm not as confident as I was about them as I was last year. But I think this team's going to be really good, and they still can push for a Super Bowl. Like, there's no doubt about that. One of the big reasons why I'm not as confident with Detroit as I was last year is because they have the Vikings in their division. If J.J. McCarthy is any ounce of good this year, this team is going to be special. Like, this team is ungodly good on paper. We still got Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and then now they're going to add Jordan Mason as a second back, which is a very underrated move. They basically boosted up their offensive line. Their offensive line should be really good this year. And then looking at their defense, like, it was already elite, and I think they made it even better, especially at their defensive line. Like, if J.J. McCarthy's good this year, this team's going to be electric. If it is, like, as good as I think it will be, like, it's going to make the Packers look bad, even though the Packers are a great team. Like, I just don't think they're as good as Minnesota or Detroit. But the Packers, still a great team, still have a lot of talent, and I think they will make a playoff push, but I think they will get third in their division. And then finally, at last, we got the Bears. Like, just like with New York, I just cannot drink the Kool-Aid with them yet. Like, I know the potential this team has, and I know how good they can be. But I said that last year, and I predicted them to be really good, but they just ended up disappointing, and I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid again. I'll believe it when I see it. Alright, next we got the NFC South. This one's about to be depressing. In first place, I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At second, I've got the Atlanta Falcons. In third, I've got the Carolina Panthers, and at the bottom, I've got the New Orleans Saints. First off, I got the Buccaneers winning this division just because I just think they're the best team out of all three of these teams below them. And also, like, just like the last couple years, this division's not really that competitive, but I still think the Bucs are a really good team. A lot of people tend to sleep on this team. I still think this team's really good, and as long as they still have around the same core as they did last year, which they do, they're going to contend. In second, I've got Atlanta. Like, I know I'm playing it safe here. I really wanted to put the Panthers second in the division, but I just can't do that yet. I don't think the Falcons are that impressive of a team. Like, I just think this team got worse, and I just think Michael Penix isn't that good. Like everything about this team screams like 7 to 8 win team. Like, there's nothing special about this team. I'm just being honest. In third, I've got Carolina. I think this is probably the biggest dark horse team this season. I think this team's going to be pretty freaking good. I don't think they're going to be good to where they make a playoff push, but I think they are good to, like, fight for a playoff push. Like, I think this team got a lot better. I think if it all works out, this offense could be extremely underrated, and I think their defense is still pretty decent. Like, this team has all it can be to, like, be a good team. And then in last place, I've got my Saints. Let's be honest here. This is a team that is garbage and needs to rebuild, but our ownership has too much ego to where they still think they're in a Super Bowl run. Like, Mickey Loomis is such a hack that, like, as long as he's around, we're not going to do anything. Like, we need to rebuild, but they're not going to push for it for some weird reason. Like, I get it. We still have talent on this team for sure. But as long as he's around and as long as we keep making decisions that we have been making in the offseason, this team's not going to do shit. And finally, we've got the NFC West. Let's start off in first place. I've got the Rams. In second place, I've got the 49ers. At third, I've got the Seahawks. And then barely in fourth place, I've got the Cardinals. At first place, I've got the Rams. I just think people don't realize how good this team's going to be this year. Like, I think this team's going to be a lot better than last year, and I think this team's going to be very underrated when it comes to the playoffs. This team has so much talent, it's insane. Like, I don't think people realize how much talent they have on defense, like, too. Like, yes, they have Jarrett Verse, but I think their secondary is extremely underrated, and as long as Sean McVay's coaching, that defense is going to be good. We haven't even talked about their offense yet. Like, we already know how good their offense is, but it just got better. Like, they still have Matthew Stafford. They still have Kyren Williams. They still have Puka Nacua. Hell, I think Tyler Higbee's an underrated option. But now that they have Devontae Adams, who's a really, really good veteran, he might be on the older side, but he's still really good. I think he's going to be really good in LA. And then at second, we've got the 49ers. Let's be honest. Like, we already know how much talent they lost. Like, they lost an unbelievable amount of talent, actually. But if we really look at the roster, like, we'd be pretty delusional to say that they're going to be last in their division if they stay healthy. Like, they still have Brock Purdy, even though I think he got paid way too much money. They still got Christian McCaffrey. They still have Brandon Ayuk. They still have Juwan Jennings. They still have George Kittle. They still have Nick Bosa. They still have Fred Warner. Like, they still have a lot of talent on this team. Nowhere near as much talent as they did before. But I think they're going to have enough talent to at least make the playoffs or win 10 games. In third place, we've got Seattle. I think this team's going to heavily struggle at the start of the season. I think this team's going to look horrible at the start of the year, actually. But I think as soon as they start building chemistry, this team's going to be really good in the second half of the year to where they're barely going to push third place. And they're barely going to miss the playoffs. That's another prediction I have. Like I said, they still have some decent talent. They still have Jackson Smith-Njigba. They still have a lot of talent on defense. It's just Sam Darnold. I've already said this before. As much as I think he's improved, I just think he's going to struggle in Seattle. I just don't think they have this the same coaching strength as Minnesota. I think they're still going to be a decent team. Like I said, I think they're going to really struggle at the start of the year. They're probably going to be 1-5. But right now, I think they're going to sit third. And then last place, I've got the Cardinals. I'm just being honest. I don't think the team has changed much. They still have some talent. They still have Trey McBride. And then they did add some really good talent on defense, but other than that, they haven't changed a bit. And they have around the same core as they did last year, and that same core last year was very average. They started off strong, but they ended very poorly. And with how much they haven't changed, I think it's going to be the same thing this year. And there you guys have it for my division predictions. Let me know if you enjoyed this, and let me know if you agree with these. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below who you think is going to win every division, and let me know your dark horse team this year. I would love to know. Anyway, that's where we're going to be done for the day. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on notification bells, and miss any of my videos whenever I post. I'm Logan Sharon. I'll see you next time.